participants and they all are excited to learn uh, very rare skills, because when you think of your PhD or when you think your MPhil or research project or thinking about writing an article, now in social science and humanity we have a way or a methodology, we call it systematic way or systematic methodology to conduct a research. Not only a conducting a research but presenting this research systematically so that we can get our paper published in good journal. And now it's not only a PhD, MPhil. Just think of your appointment or think of your promotion also. It is somewhere linked with your articles you are getting published. You are planning to get published in good journal. So once again, I welcome you all and thank you for joining us. What we are planning to do today, we'll be talking about research design, plus we'll talk about scale, and maybe in between you can have weird questions in your mind linked with research methodology. You can ask anytime, you can intervene me anytime, or it would be really great because you have an option of raising hand. You can raise your hand or you can put remarks in the chat box, right everybody? And before we proceed further, I request you all, please write Y in your chat box so that I can see you all are with me here, everybody. Put remarks in your chat box, write Y. Let me see Y quickly, just within one minute. Yeah, I can see. Thank you very much. So nice of you. Great, 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 great. Thank you. Now, when we think of research, generally people, what they do, they talk to their senior, they talk to their supervisor, they talk to their colleague and start working on it. Now, as far as systematic review of literature or systematic way of writing a research paper or thinking about a PhD or MPhil, it's very rigorous kind of work, very rigorous kind of work. So whatever we will discuss the concept plus the logic behind all activities, whether it's a justification of sample size, justification of your scale or measurement, or justification of different types of research design, right? Because when you think of your research paper, PhD, thesis, or dissertation, you need to defend it. That means logically you need to tell us that why did you select this particular topic, right? Why this particular sampling, why this particular sample size. This all you have to justify because it's your research. No one else can justify your research, so you have to justify. So today we'll be justifying different kind of weird questions which may come in your mind. In between the discussion you can ask as per your convenience, right? So let us start our discussion today. Before I proceed further, let me share my screen with all of you. I hope this is visible to all. Is it visible, madam? Is it visible, madam? Can anyone unmute your mic and tell me, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It's quite visible.
Yes, sir. It's perfectly visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Please unmute your microphone.
Okay. So see here, everybody, your research revolve around this framework. The framework is, I can show you in much better way, I hope. Let me show you that. Yeah, this is more clear, I hope, to all. So see here, the first is actual reality, then presumed reality, logical conjectures, measurement and research design, analysis of data, observed reality, right? This is the whole process of your research design. I'm not talking about the objective, your questions, research design, right? But here it is more about logic. As I mentioned, we'll talking about logic in our research. So think of actual reality. Actual reality means a particular phenomena. For example, in social science, when we talk about social science and humanity, we have different social phenomena. And these phenomena, basically, when you talk about in human relation, human tendency, these are basically somewhere linked with the social science. Let us take one example. I hope with the example, things would be clear to all of you. Actual reality. Now, yesterday only, a result of 10th and 12th was disclosed by CBSE. I hope you all aware of, your relative or someone else in your neighborhood, or maybe your relative son or daughter would have appeared in this and will have secured good marks. So actual reality. So when you secure a good marks, right, generally people say these students, those who secure more than 95%, they are intelligent. So which reality we are talking about? The social phenomena. It is called, taking one example, the intelligence. So what is actual reality? Actual reality is intelligence. Now my question to all of you, can you actually measure the term called intelligence of a person? Can you really measure the term called intelligence, a phenomena, a social phenomena? Let me see your chat box. Can you actually capture or measure intelligence? No. Go ahead, everybody. Let me see. No. Great, great, great. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. No, sir, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir, no. Okay, okay, okay. Very good, very good, very good. So we cannot measure it, right? Because it's very personal. It depends on person to person how he or she define the term called intelligence. So if students secure in 12th or 10th grade more than 99 or secure 100%, can we call them that they are intelligent? So on the basis of just securing good grades, can we call them they are intelligent? So here, remember, similarly like intelligence, there have been other phenomena in social science. For example, motivation. Think of motivation. Can we really capture motivation? Right? Directly, can we capture a motivation? No. Self-esteem, satisfaction, quality of services, experience, customer satisfaction, employees engagement, employee satisfaction. These all are different terms which you might have seen in social science research. So these terms, actually we cannot measure them, we cannot understand them, right? What is this intelligence? What is satisfaction? What is quality of services? So directly we cannot measure them. For example, if you want to know the height of students of your class, can you measure? Yes or no? Tell me in chat box, everybody. Yes, 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 yes. Go ahead, everybody. Yes. Height and weight you can measure because you have direct scale, you have inchy tape, you have weighing machine. In kilogram, you can easily see the weight of a student. So what would be the average? So that you can find out, suppose you have 40 student, see their height, or each and every student height or weight of each and every student, divide by 40. So that would be average. But the social terms, I request all, please mute your mic, everybody. I request you all, please mute your mic. And let me know if you are comfortable in English or I can speak in Hindi also. मेरी हिंदी बहुत अच्छी है, इंग्लिश इतनी अच्छी नहीं है. अगर आप कहेंगे तो हिंदी में भी बात कर लेंगे आपसे. Can I request you all, please mute your mic? Organizer, please mute all mic. Madam. Okay, great. So in social science, basically what happened, whatever social phenomena we see, we cannot measure them in one scale or one dimension, right? So directly we cannot measure them. This is the most difficult task. So in reality, this actual reality we cannot measure directly. How do I know that what is intelligence? How do I know that what is satisfaction? How do I know what is engagement, employees engagement? So we need to see review of literature, especially in social science, especially in academia. In past research, people have defined the term called intelligence, quality of services, satisfaction, communication, motivation, leadership. All these terms over the period of time, people have done a research and they try to define these terms, right? Not only define these terms, beside that, they design and develop a skill or a measurement to capture them, right? Which is why we call them latent variable. We call them latent variable. So how do we presume that what would be intelligence? How do we presume? We presume on the basis of what? On the basis of review of literature. In review of literature, professor across the whole world, researcher from the across whole world, they have proposed a definition of intelligence, right? Plus they have mentioned in their research that through these different questions, we can measure or define the intelligence. Similarly, like intelligence, we can measure or define other constructs or other social phenomena, right? Story does not stop here. Then after presume reality, we need to see this logic. What is this logic? Anyone can help me? What would be on the one side actual reality? Actual reality we cannot measure directly. So how do I know what is intelligence? So review of literature has given some kind of assumption to all of us that intelligence is this, right? Now logical conjecture means what is use of intelligence? Is there any use of intelligence as a social phenomena? Can someone unmute your mic and or raise your hand? What is use of capturing intelligence? Can someone help me? Do you have an option of raising hand or let me see chat box? Yeah, Parveen ji, please unmute your mic and tell me. Yeah, Parveen Patel, please go ahead. Unmute your mic, Parveen ji, Parveen Patel. Parveen Patel, you can.
Yeah. So that if we want to see the performance, so intelligence is the basic. So that in future, if we want to see the performance of
Okay, very
any
good. Thank you very
individual.
much, Parveen ji. Thank you. As alone, if you want to see, understand intelligence, there is no meaning of that. But intelligence for what? Intelligence to see the performance of a person. or a student, right? So what is logic between intelligence and performance? Is there any logic between these two, Parveen ji, or relationship? Yeah, go ahead, Parveen ji, unmute your mic. First unmute your mic and then, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, based on the intelligence or based on the intelligence scale, like we can assume or uh, uh,
So what is the assumption if you think of two construct, on the one side intelligence, on the other side performance? What is the relationship? What we have assumed over the period of time? We all have assumed that if intelligence level is high, performance of a student or a person would be also high. Agree with me? This is what a logic. Over the period of time, we have developed a logic or a theory, right? So I hope these three, actual reality, presumed reality, and logical conjectures. Logical conjecture means logic between two variable or two constructs. Now let us move further. As I mentioned, can we really capture directly the term intelligence or a performance or satisfaction or quality of services? The answer is no. How to measure them? Then we can measure them with some measurement, and we call it measurement scale. We call them scale. We call them questionnaire. Is it okay, everybody? So we have reached up to this. Just give me last 2 or 3 minutes to explain this. If you are able to understand, then my 50% work is done, because now you know what is the reason behind conducting a research, what is the reason behind analysis, why you want to collect data, right? Now you know theoretically, logically, that actually in social science nothing is sure, right? Lot of things are not crystal clear, right? We need to be approximate about different things, different concept, different construct. The reason is we cannot measure them directly. So here you see, everybody, we need some measurement. We call them scale. So suppose, as I mentioned, we want to capture intelligence. Can we capture it? So you said directly we cannot capture it, indirectly we will capture it, which is why we call it latent variable. So how to capture it? How do we capture intelligence?
Through intelligence test.
Yeah, there is a test called IQ test. Thank you, madam. Thank you very much. So this IQ test actually is what? A scale, questionnaire, or measurement. To measure what? Whatever we have presumed over the time that this is our intelligence, right? Thank you, madam. Similarly, like think of performance of a student. How do we measure the performance of a student?
through grade.
Grades. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Securing a grades or a marks. Okay. So now, before we proceed further, we have four terms here. One is intelligence, and on the other side, performance. So whenever there is a relationship between, we call them construct. Please note down, everybody, the term intelligence and the term performance. Can we capture them directly? No. Big no. So that means these terms are known as constructs. These terms are known as constructs in social science, because directly we cannot measure it, or we call them highly abstract terms. We call them highly abstract terms. Let us move further. How did we capture intelligence? We captured with IQ. What is IQ? IQ is variable, right? Intelligence was construct. To capture a construct, what is the name of construct? Intelligence. What is the measurement to capture construct intelligence? IQ. IQ is a measurement, and IQ is what we call it? Variable. Intelligence was construct and IQ is variable. On the other side, performance is construct. And how did we see performance? Grades or marks. So grade and marks is variable. Grades and marks are variable. Got it, everybody? And please note down next very important thing. If you want to see a relationship between two constructs, so what are the two constructs? Intelligence and performance. So highly intelligent people, their performance would be high. So this is what proposition. This is what proposition. Proposition is made of what? Proposition is made of construct. Proposition is made of constructs. Now let us go down. Now you know that we talk about intelligence, we capture with the help of what?
IQ test.
IQ.
Thank you, sir.
And performance we measure with the help of marks,
Percentage or marks?
percentage, marks or grades. So the relationship between variable is known as hypothesis. Are you with me, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Any
sir.
question?
Yes, sir.
I'm talking very basic thing logically, right? Now you know in social science, where is the problem? Problem is this, that we don't know what is actual reality, actual phenomena. So on the basis of review of literature, we got an idea that, okay, this is intelligence. How do I know? On the basis of review literature. A lot of people have talked about review of literature, but how to measure it? We have a IQ test, right? So the relationship between construct is known as proposition. The relationship between variable is known as hypothesis. Now it's a time after collection of a data, we have a measurement IQ, right? And to collect performance, we have marks. So we collected, and now we need to analyze this data. Now we see, we observe something. What did we observe? We observe that in few schools, when we capture intelligent, students are intelligent, but their marks are poor. So what you will do? Tell me what you will be doing.
Sir, question raised may be hard or typical, so that students
No,
get
no,
confused.
there could be other reason also. There could be other reason. I can give you another example. What happened? There was two primary schools in Ghaziabad. A long time back, there were two primary schools, and the locality was, I mean, the slum area. And when you think of a government school, the teachers appointed by the local government or the state government or the administration, students, they come from the same background, from the slum area, right? Infrastructure, everything was same. But they saw that in both the cases, students are intelligent, but in one school, performance of a student in terms of marks is high in comparison to school B. Can you think of some reason behind that?
Differences in teaching style or teaching strategy?
Government school, primary school of government, government school teacher, they have prescribed, books, everything is same, and they got appointed by local administration or a government. So do you think that teaching pedagogy would be different in one school compared to other?
Yes, sir.
So it can be. Because
Okay,
if
so-
in one school someone is teaching them very sincerely, and in other school only for attendance and for salary withdrawal someone is coming and not focusing on teaching,
right.
then at that time the performance
right.
may be vary to each.
Okay. So this was not an issue that the school teacher were on average same, right? So in that case, it was very difficult, because on the one side, what was the logic? Logic was that if you are intelligent, you would be securing good grades, right? But here the situation was, in one school it was perfect, but in another school it was not so good. So what to do, how to find out solution? So
There are some intervening variables.
So it is not always that you will go for analysis or advanced tool you will use, go for mediator or a moderator, right? Sometime you need to see the description, which is called descriptive study, right? Descriptive study means that you will go and observe that in this class, these many tube light, these many fans, these many boys, these many girls, these many rooms in a school. So it's always not necessary that you will go for experiment or cause effect relationship. Rather, sometime you need to observe and check that what kind of artifacts or what kind of things are available. We call it descriptive kind of research, right? And descriptive kind of research, now we go for relationship, correlation also, because social science, we don't go for experiment kind of thing, right? So what happened in this, they observed that in school A, student was performing well because there was another issue. It was not because of teacher. It was not because they were coming from same background, right? Same locality, everything was same, but there was a one difference. And we can say that that was a descriptive one. The difference was that in school A, they had a playground. In school B, they were not having playground. And that was the main cause. So our logic was, on average, when students are intelligent, they would be securing good marks, good grades. I'm saying that it is not always necessary that your null hypothesis would be rejected, right? Or things would be significant. So you should be ready to check this, and you should not be disappointed if you are not able to reject your null hypothesis, right? So what is your role? Your role is like a research is a researcher who see that, okay, if hypothesis got rejected, it's absolutely fine. If not rejected, then again it's absolutely fine. So then you need to find out the reason, maybe in terms of descriptive, or you may go for mediation and moderation kind of model, right? So this is the first slide. I thought before I proceed further, I should give you some hint that what we will be talking about today. So before I proceed further, if you have any weird question in your mind, you can ask. Yeah, Dr. Amit, go ahead. You unmute your mic, sir.
Sir, at this time, it means the playground is supposed to be a variable or a construct there, sir. Comparing two schools A and B.
So generally it's a moderation kind of variable. It's a variable, very important. It's called moderation. But if you go for higher study, I mean higher kind of research, then definitely you will go for a moderator. But before that, go for moderator or mediator. You need to use your common sense that nothing is working because teacher, they are from same background, student also from same background. The teaching pedagogy, other things remain constant, except one thing, that okay, how come playground play an important role? So at that time, 20 years back, when this case study was written, they had a very unique kind of observation that playground also play a very important role in the performance of a student. Though they may be intelligent, but playground is also an important integral part of the learning and teaching. Right, sir? Dr. Amit?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Any other weird question you have in your mind? Then we'll go one by one. So this was, I thought before, I used to discuss this at the last, but I thought today I should start with this. If you are able to understand this, then you will be able to understand the pedagogy of conducting a research, doing a research. Still you have any weird question, I know it's a bit boring, but my work would be to give you a logic. Now you understand what is proposition. Now you understand what is hypothesis. Now you understand what to measure, how to measure it. That you understand, right? And secondly, it is not always necessary that you would be rejecting your hypothesis, right? It is totally up to the data you have collected, right? So today we'll talk about other things also. So let me see if you have still any question, you can raise your hand. No query, anyone? Okay. Any other thing yeah, Anmol, please go ahead. Unmute your mic.
So can you explain latent variable again?
Yeah, okay. See, in social science, generally we have a phenomena. For example, motivation. Anmol, if I ask you, what is your motivation to attend this program? The motivation as such, I cannot measure. I don't have any particular instrument to measure the motivation, that how much you are motivated. Similarly, when you see your student, you ask your student, how much motivated you are to attend my class? In front of you, they will say, Madam, highly motivated, 100% motivated to attend your class. But tell me, in actual reality, can we measure motivation, Anmol?
No, sir.
No. So directly, like height and weight, directly we can measure, but motivation we cannot directly measure. So indirectly we supposed to measure it, like we measure intelligence with what? With IQ. Similarly, to measure motivation, directly we cannot measure it. Indirectly we can measure it through some scale, through measurement, right? So that means 100% we cannot be accurate that this is motivation. So in social science, we have this kind of a phenomena where we cannot be 100% accurate that this phenomena actually is. So these terms are called constructs, and constructs are also called latent variable. Right? Got it, madam? Anmol Kumari?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other question, anyone? Yeah, Ekta ji, go ahead, please.
So please repeat proposition as well. Proposition.
Okay. Remember, all the constructs, as I mentioned, intelligence, satisfaction, motivation, these terms we cannot measure them directly, right? We call them highly abstract terms, very complex terms, and we cannot have one dimension to measure them. So whenever you see a relationship between two constructs, for example, in highly intelligent people the performance of highly intelligent people would be more in comparison to less intelligent people. This statement is made of what? Construct. We call them proposition. Is it clear, Ekta ji?
Yes, sir.
Now what would be hypothesis, Ekta ji? If proposition is this, hypothesis would be how to
So the
measure
relationship between the variable.
variable. In our case, IQ and grades. High IQ will leads to high grades. Is it clear, madam?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Tusharika, please go ahead. Unmute your mic, madam.
Sir, so in a research study, variation and moderation, we need to consider variation and moderation also.
Yeah, very true. Nowadays, generally what happened, I'm not teaching you moderation, but when you send your paper for publication, they will say depth of the study is missing. What does it mean? It means you haven't considered one very, very important variable which you should have considered. For example, think of nowadays temperature in UK has gone up. In Delhi also it has gone up recently. So do you think because of high temperature the death rate will increase, madam?
Maybe.
And chances are there because it's very difficult for a poor person to have AC or fan or other facilities. So a lot of people will die because of temperature is increasing. And Blinkit, they say that we will deliver product within 10 minutes, but later on they say that we are not able to deliver it, especially in Delhi, because the temperature is high. During daytime, we cannot go out and very difficult. We can't survive. We fall ill. Okay. Yes, madam?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Now, see the death rate in case of high temperature in Delhi, it's not so high. If you compare it with the coastal area, the death rate would be high. How come?
Sir, there are some other issues also, not,
No. Take other things constant right now.
yeah.
Because on the basis of review of literature I'm talking about, I cannot think of my own until unless I bring it from review of literature. I need justification from review of literature. So the review of literature says that in coastal area, if the temperature increase, death rate would be high. May I know why? So here, moderator is what? Coastal area, non-coastal area. Agree?
Humidity, sir.
Thank you, madam.
So they are
That
not
means,
used to it.
so humidity would be high. So at one level, if humidity match with the temperature, the death rate would be very high. So that means humidity will become mediation and non-coastal and coastal area will be moderator. Are you with me, everybody? Any weird question? Then let us go further. Last question, if you have in your mind. Are you with me, everybody? So now you know the basics of social science research. Okay, I will explain you. Don't worry. Sample size, sampling technique. I have all answer for all possible question. Don't worry. Yeah, Akanshka ji, please go ahead.
जी सर, जब हम हाइपोथेसिस क्रिएट करते हैं वेरिएबल्स के बीच में और जो टेस्ट्स लगाते हैं जैसे अनोवा वगैरह, तो उसमें ये होता है ना कि मोर देन 2 इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल, मोर देन 1 इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल, तो हम जो टेस्ट लगाते हैं वो रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन वेरिएबल्स, जैसे अगर सपोज मैं स्पिरिचुअल इंटेलिजेंस पे वर्क कर रही हूँ तो उसमें 4 डायमेंशंस हैं स्केल में, तो जब टेस्ट लगेगा तो वो मोर देन 1 इंडिपेंडेंट वेरिएबल के ऊपर लगेगा, ना कि एक वेरिएबल स्पिरिचुअल इंटेलिजेंस के ऊपर।
हाँ, उसमें ये होता है कि जो आपका जो कंस्ट्रक्ट है वो मल्टी लेवल है या सिंगल लेवल का है, मल्टी डायमेंशनल है या सिंगल डायमेंशन का है।
इसमें
ठीक
4
है।
डायमेंशंस हैं।
हाँ 4 डायमेंशंस हैं, तो उसके आप अलग अलग भी दिखा सकते हैं। लेकिन जनरली हम क्या करते हैं, जब हम रिलायबिलिटी को टेस्ट करते हैं तो यूनिडायमेंशनल होती है वो। ठीक है। उसी तरह क्योंकि जब हम टी टेस्ट लगाते हैं तो ज़्यादातर 2 वेरिएबल्स होता है, देखा होगा आपने, है ना। हम बात करेंगे आगे, आपको बताएंगे। लेकिन जैसे हम 2 वेरिएबल से आगे जाते हैं तो एनोवा लग जाता है, है ना। तो हम जनरली क्या करते हैं, हम ये देखते हैं कि हाइपोथेसिस हम नहीं बात कर रहे अभी, लेकिन उसमें ये होता है जब हम टी टेस्ट की बात करते हैं कि क्या जो 2 वेरिएबल हैं वो एक जैसे हैं या दोनों। फॉर एग्जाम्पल कोवैक्सीन एंड कोविशील्ड, 2 वैक्सीन थी ना,
जी,
है ना। तो आपने, गवर्नमेंट ने क्या क्लेम किया था कि दोनों एक जैसी हैं क्या?
नहीं, आई थिंक उसमें
अलग अलग
एक ही एफिकेसी बेटर थी।
हाँ। तो इसका मतलब जो क्लेम हुआ था वो ये कहता था कि दोनों डिफरेंट हैं, दोनों की एफिकेसी सेम नहीं है। तो वो हमारी हो गई ऑल्टरनेटिव हाइपोथेसिस। नल हाइपोथेसिस क्या हुई? कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री ऑफ ऑल्टरनेटिव इज नल। क्या मतलब हुआ?
कि दोनों सेम है,
दोनों सेम है, दोनों की एफिकेसी सेम है। ठीक है ना। तो यहाँ पर ये जो है वो, इस पर हमारा टी टेस्ट लगता है कि भाई दोनों, अब वो अलग अलग कोरिलेशन में अलग है, इसमें टी टेस्ट अलग है ना। उसकी अभी हम बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, लेकिन ये हम देखते हैं यहाँ पर कि जब हम, तो मॉडरेशन और मेडिएशन की वो अलग कहानी है। फिर हम रिग्रेशन में जाते हैं आगे, तो वो बहुत एडवांस चीज़ें हैं। हो सकता है आने वाले लोग जो होंगे वो कराएंगे, तो हम उस पर इतना ज़्यादा एडवांस नहीं जाते, लेकिन हम कोशिश करते हैं, बैक आते हैं। और क्योंकि हम बेसिक चीज़ आपसे डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, लॉजिक कहाँ फिट बैठ रहा है। वो आइडिया लग गया आपको मीडिएशन मॉडरेशन का। मैं वो मीडिएशन मॉडरेशन नहीं पढ़ा रहा, लेकिन अब आपको आइडिया लग गया कि हाँ यार, कोई भी 2 वेरिएबल लेंगे, उसमें ये चीज़ें और हम ऐड कर सकते हैं। कैसे ऐड करेंगे? क्या मुझे सपने में आया, ड्रीम आया, या क्या हुआ? नहीं, every justification must come from your review of literature. Remember, it's not only a research gap, your hypothesis, research questions, right? Whatever sampling techniques over the period of time they have used, everything must come from review of literature, right? Last question, anyone? Otherwise, I move further. Okay.
So what will be the difference between moderator and mediator?
Okay, could please speak out again.
What will be the difference between moderator and mediator?
अभी बताया तो था। Who will help me? मैंने अभी भी बताया था. Moderator, categorical variable, non-coastal, coastal area. Okay, got it, madam? Mediation is what? Humidity. Humidity is what? Continuous variable. Did you get?
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, अगर कोई मॉडरेटर कर रहा होगा तो कोई पूछ सकता है, सर कई बार कंटिन्यूस भी तो लगा देते हैं हम मॉडरेटर में. इसने किया है क्या? चलिए उस पर नहीं जाते, वो बहुत एडवांस चले जाएंगे हम लोग, राइट? ओके, थैंक यू वेरी मच. लेट्स गो बैक टू आवर डिस्कशन. In between, you can raise your hand anytime. Okay, everybody? So I'm not going to tell you this all. Just let us skip this. Let me skip few things. Okay. Okay, come here. Let us directly come to our main discussion. See, in general, we have two types of a research. Okay. So on the one side, theory. Now you know the theory, everybody. Theory means logic. Logic between two variables or two constructs. Right? There is an issue with this particular, design. Basically, this arrow, right side, it is right. But this left side, there is an issue. It should begin from observation and end at theory. Okay. So there is a mistake in this. Knowingly, I did it. Right? So remember, so that you can focus it. See, this is very important. Scientific research operate at two levels. One is theoretical level and second at empirical level. So when you think of hypothesis, which research you are talking about? You're talking about deductive approach of a research. Note down, everybody. I will explain you, don't worry, what is this deductive and what is this inductive. First, make this correction that this loop, where is that loop? Where is my cursor? Yeah, this is, let me make some annotation. How to make annotation? Spotlight, stamp, draw. Yeah, let me draw something. Okay. So this one, this loop is perfect. This loop should be like this. Okay, everybody got it? Now you got it. It should be opposite. Now let me draw. Yeah, this is perfect. So now see here, first level is theory. What is theory? As I mentioned, that when you test your hypothesis, what was logic between intelligence and performance? There was a logic. Over the period of time, it has been decided across the whole world that those who are highly intelligent, their performance would be high. This is what? A logic or a theory, right? So this is theory. So this theory we will test. Where we will test? We will test in UK. We will test in USA, Australia. Across whole world, we will test this theory. How to test this theory? We will collect data from individuals. Suppose in India, from Delhi University, we will go to student. Randomly, we will select them, right? So for example, in Delhi University, we have 700,000, 7 lakh student. Tell me, can I go to each and every student and collect data?
No.
What about others? Put in chat box, yes or no. Can I approach all 700,000, 7 lakh student and can I go and collect data from all of them? No, it is not possible, right? So what I will do, instead of 700,000, 7 lakh student, I decided that let me collect from 1,000 student. Let me collect from 1,000 student. Okay. So I visited them, collected data from 1,000 student instead of 7 lakh student and tested it. What did I test? I made a hypothesis that those who will have high IQ level, right, their grades would be high. That was my hypothesis. We design a hypothesis, you tested it, and then you found that no. In Delhi University, on the basis of 1000, we tested it, but it was not significant. That means those who secure high marks, their grades were not also high. I mean, those who were securing, those who were having high IQ, their marks were not high. Is there any problem with this kind of outcome or output?
No, sir.
No, simply no. It's absolutely fine. What you did, you rejected the theory. Not only you rejected the hypothesis, what you did, you rejected the theory. There is no harm, there is no problem. Got it? So this is what? This is a kind of research, we call it deductive approach of a research, where we have objective, we have research questions, we have hypothesis. So we collect data from student and test what? Hypothesis plus a theory behind that or a logic behind that. Are you with me? Say why in your chat box, or if you have any query, you can ask. Let me see. Yeah, go ahead, everybody. Go ahead. Only 10 response. Go ahead, everybody. Thank you. Go ahead. So deductive approach you understood. Okay. Thank you. So nice of you. Thank you very much. Now, is it always necessary that you will be collecting data and testing hypothesis and testing a theory? There may be a situation that you would like to design or develop a logic or a theory, and we call it inductive research. So what you will do, you will observe something, right? You are in this mode, observing something, right? And then proposed a theory. Should I give you example, everybody? And we call
Yes,
it
sir.
inductive approach of research. Should I give you example?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Now listen carefully. 2 एग्जाम्पल देता हूं मैं आपको, ध्यान से सुनिएगा. बी अटेंटिव एंड विजिलेंट.
वर्कशॉप चली जा रहा है.
Please mute your mic, Anmol. Everybody. Okay. 1971 में, is it okay if I speak in Hindi? Is it okay or English?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. ध्यान से सुनिए. 1971 में यूएसए में देखा गया कि रोड एक्सीडेंट की वजह से बहुत सारी डेथ हो रही हैं. हाँ, तो 1970 में देखा गया कि पिछले 5 साल में ऑन एवरेज 50,000 डेथ होती हैं रोड एक्सीडेंट की वजह से. तो वहाँ की गवर्नमेंट ने कहा कि बस कुछ ऐसा करो कि ये जो रोड एक्सीडेंट की वजह से डेथ होती है थोड़ी कम होनी शुरू हो जाए, कुछ करना चाहिए ऐसा. तो एक कंपनी का नाम है वॉल्वो का नाम सुना है आप लोगों ने?
Yes, sir.
ना, उसके तो बस आती थी, अब कार वगैरह भी आती हैं. तो वॉल्वो ने कहा कि एक काम करते हैं हम, उन्होंने एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट बनाया, उस इंस्ट्रूमेंट का नाम है सीट बेल्ट. क्या नाम है? सीट बेल्ट. तो आप सब जब ड्राइव करते होंगे फोर व्हीलर को, दिल्ली में तो मैंडेटरी है कि भी अगर सीट बेल्ट नहीं लगाई जाएगी तो चालान कट जाएगा आपका. तो उन्होंने इन्वेंट किया सीट बेल्ट और ऑर्डर दिया गवर्नमेंट ने कैलिफोर्निया में कि सभी कारों में, सभी 4 व्हीलर में सीट बेल्ट लगा दीजिए फटाफट. तो उन्होंने सबने सीट बेल्ट लगा दी. ठीक है. तो पिछले 5 साल से ऑन एवरेज हर साल कितनी डेथ हो रही थी? 50,000. और अब हमने क्या लगा दिया? सीट बेल्ट. अब बताइए, सपोज कीजिए 2 साल बाद डाटा कलेक्ट किया गया है ना, 71 में भी किया गया और 72 में भी किया गया. ऑन एवरेज क्या चेंजेस आए होंगे डाटा में? लिखिए चैट बॉक्स में, आपको क्या लगता है कितना हो गया होगा डाटा? Okay, I explain in English. Sorry. Listen carefully before you answer. See, there was an issue in USA. The problem was the death rate was very high due to road accident. The casualty rate was very high, and it was because of rash driving on the road. So government of India decided to tackle this issue. So they requested automobile company that why don't you do something, especially in all four-wheelers, especially in car, to take care of this issue. It was a serious concern at that time because a lot of people, they were dying due to road accident. Now what happened? A car company called Volvo, they invented an instrument called seat belt. So before you start your driving, what do? You fasten your seat belt. Otherwise in Delhi, you will get a ticket or a challan. So in 1971, in past 5 years before 1971, on average, 50,000 people were dying every year on an average. So my question was, after innovation of seat belt, when government order all four-wheeler company to introduce seat belt in all four-wheeler, so now my question was, after 2 years, on average, what kind of changes would be there in number of death or casualty rate? So let me see the response. Death rate reduction may be less injury to less death rate. Accident rate decrease approximately 50%, that is 15% decrease. Thank you very much. What about others? Please reply everybody. Less death rate should have decreased. Go ahead everybody. Oh, only few reply. What about others? Less accident, decrease percentage wise. Anyone, any idea? Write down percentage wise. 20%, 25, 20, 30. Go ahead everybody. It may decrease around 10%. Okay, very good. 50% Parveen reduction. Go ahead Parveen ji. Okay, Anmol 50%. Okay, great. 20. Great, nice. 50 to 80. Nemi said, Neha said more than 30% reduction there, 50%. Arpita less than 40 to 60. Great, 25%, 60%. Oh, great. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Mosmi 50. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you. Sharika 20, 30 legs and due to seat belt. Okay, great. Now see, whom we are talking about? Are we talking about machinery or human being? We are talking about the nature of human being. On average, 50,000 people were dying due to road accident. After introduction of seat belt, the death rate has gone up to 75,000. How come? You all mentioned it has decreased, but it has increased and gone up to 75,000. How and why? You all are shocked. ऐसे कैसे हो गया? How is it possible?
सर ऐसा हो सकता है कि उन लोगों ने सोचा कि सीट बेल्ट लगा के बच जाएगा या फिर सेफ है
अब तो पक्का हो गया ना, अब तो मरेंगे नहीं. We have a seat belt.
सर मैं
सर स्पीड तेज कर दी, मतलब सीट बेल्ट है तो इस वजह से
वही ना रिस्क. अगर आपके पास सेफ्टी इंस्ट्रूमेंट है तो यू विल टेक मोर रिस्क. This is human tendency and we call it theory. Human tendency is called theory. Human logic is known as theory. Are you with me everybody? एक और एग्जांपल दूं और सफिशिएंट है एक एग्जांपल.
ट्रक ड्राइवर हो या बस ड्राइवर हो, they are not be again used to wearing the seat belt again. So again the one of the example is
same thing happened with this also recently. The safety instrument in your car that you have, what you call safety balloon, what do you call it?
Airbag.
Airbag. Yeah. Same thing with this also. Now people, when it got invented, I mean when it was being introduced, it was observed that people are not serious about it. People are taking more risk because now they feel they are safe, nothing will happen to them. So this is human tendency. You never know how people would be reacting, and which is why we call it logic, we call it theory. And what is your role as a researcher? You need to approve, you need to disapprove theory or fail to reject theory. You reject theory or fail to reject theory, but you never ever accept any theory. अब आप confused हो गए होंगे. You all would be confused. What did I say? Are you with me, everybody? In social science,
sir.
we never ever accept anything. We never ever accept theory, because now it was something else. Later on, it would be something else. So, and social science, things are complex, things are dynamic, nothing is constant. So we are not supposed to accept anything, but rather we can say we reject theory or we fail to reject theory. Okay, but never ever accept theory in your research. Okay, if you want, I can give justification or note down at the end. You can ask this question. I will explain this reason. Okay, is it okay? So now you have two ways to conduct a research. On the one side, you already have theory and you will be testing that theory with the hypothesis testing. On the other hand, you will observe something and make a theory. Is it okay, everybody? Can we do like that? So two kind of research. One, inductive, where you observe a phenomena and propose a theory. On the other hand, theory is already there. You collect data, empirical study, test hypothesis, reject theory or fail to reject theory. Now, any question up to, because whatever I'm discussing, sometimes bit difficult to understand. Any query if you have in your mind, I will be happy to answer. Tell me. Any query, anyone? So now you know, in research design, before we go for exploratory, so what is the exploratory? We are exploring a particular phenomena and developing or proposing a theory. We call it inductive research. So exploratory research, you know, everybody, what we do, we explore a phenomena. Are you with me?
Sir,
Or, yeah, who is that?
Yes, sir.
सर इंडक्टिव रिसर्च में जो रिसर्चर है तो उनको कुछ क्राइटेरिया फुलफिल करना चाहिए या फिर मतलब एक्सपीरियंस होना चाहिए या कुछ ऐसा है क्या?
Criteria is this. See, criteria is this. It's another kind of a research where you will be proposing something new, right? And when you propose something new, now we have a qualitative software. You can use that, right? And you have exploratory factor analysis. Are you with me, madam? If you are, for example, recently a new term came in the newspaper, digital divorce. Digital divorce. Do you know what is digital divorce? Anyone? There was a new construct, digital divorce. This was something very unique for me, and I had gone through that research. And someone in USA, he proposed a new construct, new phenomena in social science, and he named it. It is called digital divorce.
Sir, we lost you in between.
No. Am I here, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I repeat again. What did I say? I request you all please mute your mic. Please mute your mic, sir.
आज मेरा कार्यकाल पूरा हो रहा है। इस अवसर पर मैं आप सभी के साथ कुछ बातें साझा करना चाहता हूँ। सबसे पहले मैं आप सभी देशवासियों के प्रति तथा आपके
Organizer, may I request you to mute all first? Please be attentive and vigilant.
यात्राओं के दौरान
Organizer.
मुझे निरंतर प्रेरणा मिलती है। छोटे छोटे गांव में रहने वाले हमारे किसान और मजदूर भाई बहन को संभालने वाले हमारे शिक्षक।
Madam Organizer, could you please mute all of them? Thank you. Am I audible to all, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So where did we stuck? I forgot.
Digital divorce.
Digital
divorce.
divorce. Yeah. Thank you. So digital divorce was a kind of a new phenomena, and this was a kind of new concept someone proposed in USA. And what did he say? He observed a kind of phenomena in USA. I'm not sure about India. The phenomena was this, that a lot of people in USA, they live together, especially boys and girls. We call it live-in relationship, right? This kind of scenario is emerging in India also. But he was not interested in understanding this relationship. Rather, he understood a very unique kind of a thing. While you were in live-in relationship, you were in love, you shared your password, the password of credit card, debit card, password of his Facebook account, password of Gmail, all password you share with your partner. Unfortunately, after some time, there was a breakup in your relationship, right? So what you did, you don't want to continue with your partner, and it is very common that after some time, while you were in relationship, you break up your relationship. So this professor, he wanted to understand this phenomena, that what happens after breakup. Do they change their password, or they don't want to change their password, which already being shared with their partner? What is your opinion? Tell me in your chat box. They have shared, okay, they have changed the password, changed it immediately. They will change. Go ahead, everybody. Thank you. Go ahead, everybody. Change the password. Okay, thank you. So this professor, when he studied this human tendency, this is also human tendency in social science, he found a very unique kind of a relationship, unique kind of theory, unique kind of a logic. First, he observed that these boys and girls, those who are in relationship, now because of breakup, they are not living together. But somehow he observed a very unique kind of a relationship, that these people, they did not change the password. Very unique kind of phenomena. I'm not sure about India. So first, they did not change the password. This is what a kind of descriptive study. Okay, he made this study. Now, if you want to understand the logic behind this would be a theory. So what would have been the main reason of not changing the password? So this person visited a lot of people, talked to them, took their interview, and proposed a theory. Are you with me, everybody? Now you understand what is inductive, what is deductive. Now, same kind of concept, now you want to test in India, whether the people, because according to him, people will not, what is the relationship? People will not change the password. That is, they have proposed. Why they have shown, they have given reason, they have given a logic. Will that logic work here in India? This is not in your hand, but you can test that logic in India. So that would be deductive one. So someone proposed something, you tested in your culture, you tested in your community, you tested in your sample, you tested in your population. So two kind of a research. One, you propose a logic. On the other hand, you test that logic. Is it clear, everybody? Now tell me. So digital divorce is a phenomena which has defined a logic of not changing the password even after a breakup. Any query, anyone? I know it's a weird thing, so I'm talking to you. I always come with weird kind of relationship or research.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Who is that?
Sir, my question is related to the approach, deductive and inductive. So now we talked about a deductive approach. We say that we take everything from the theory. We took hypothesis from the theory, and after data collection, we analyze the data and either reject the hypothesis or accept the hypothesis. And it's the theory testing overall when we talk about
Yeah,
deductive
it's
research.
all basically hypothesis to test the theory logic. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. It's a descriptive. And when we talk about inductive research, we are developing a theory. We are not
Totally.
testing a theory.
No, we are not
So
testing. Yeah.
so when we talk about of a deductive research here, we took everything on and what are the ways of developing the theory? For example, testing का तो हमें समझ आ गया, हम theory से hypothesis लेते हैं, scale लेते हैं, literature review से, फिर
simple. Yeah. Simple thing is, focus group discussion. Are you with me? Opinion of
Yes, sir.
expert. So these are the way through which we propose a new concept. We propose a new theory. It could be a case study also sometime. Okay. So I show you that. I show you. Don't worry. I show you that. Huh? I show you. Don't
Yes,
worry.
sir. Yes, sir. My second part of the question is, are all the research is precisely deductive and precisely inductive, or it can be a mix? For example, I have seen the term abductive research, or it is or the research.
It would be a good idea. It would be a good idea if you purely go in deductive or purely go in inductive. But generally, what happens? Just think of hypothesis testing.
Okay.
When you go for motivation and you already have one motivation, because it would be very difficult for you to design your own questionnaire or scale. In 90% cases, what we do, we adopt existing scale which was measuring a particular phenomena. Now, at that time when they constructed that particular scale, they had something in their mind that this is the context, this is the purpose of this particular scale, and that was perfect for a particular culture. But same scale as it is we adopt and use in Indian culture, it would be, somewhere difficult for us or for the respondent to give a right information. So we have to make minor changes into it. Okay. So in that case, what you need to do, you need to explore it again. So that means it would be a kind of mix of exploratory and deductive and inductive. But if you go purely about, talking about creating a particular phenomena or a particular relationship, and you want to give a new name to it, that would be okay. That would be a deductive one, right? So this is still, so generally what happens, it's a kind of mix also. It depends on your research. What is the objective of your research?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other query, or otherwise if we go further? Any other query, anyone? Who's that? Yeah, Akhila Shri Kumar. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, my doubt is like, instead of US, if we conducted this research in India itself, for example, in a city like Delhi, and we found that they don't change their password. If we are doing this research in another city like Bangalore or Mumbai, and we found that these people change their password after the breakup.
So what you did, you rejected that theory.
Yeah. So my question is, so we reject the theory. So does that mean if somebody else come and do a research on the same topic, they can take that theory, or it's like it's already got rejected? They can't...
There is no harm, and it will not fall into plagiarism. Don't worry. Your questionnaire, your scale, right?
Okay.
Your questions, your hypothesis will be not a part of plagiarism. Don't worry about that. And this generally happens. But what happened? Before you take it as it is, you need to find out the reason behind why you are testing it in India. For example, think of violence on women. I show you that. Just a minute. Let me go ahead. Inductive, deductive, let me go ahead. Sorry. Exploratory, we understood. Descriptive, we understand. Explanatory, we'll talk about with some intervention. But before that, I want to show you something else. Concept, construct, and variable also, Okay. This, concept, Concept means directly with one dimension, you can capture something. For example, height and weight is called concept. But in social science, we don't have concept, rather we have construct with highly abstract terms. This is proposition. If you don't understand proposition or hypothesis, here you have. Let me delete this. How to delete this? Erase this. Yeah. Okay, fine. I stop it here. Now this will make you more clear. Construct relationship between construct A and construct B. For example, construct A is intelligence, construct B is performance. So this relationship is known as proposition. Construct A, which is intelligence, how to capture it? With intelligence, IQ test, or then construct B, performance with grades. So the relationship between variable is known as hypothesis. Okay, so I hope this is clear. So this is proposition is theoretical and this is empirical, because here we have operationalized this construct and here we test the theory. Got it, everybody?
Sir, then this construct itself is a variable, no?
Which one?
Construct.
Construct, actually what happened? Construct is actually a theoretical.
Yes. The only thing is one is empirical and the other is theoretical. Right?
This is the theoretical plane. This is empirical. Things are same, but as a researcher, you must know technique. These are technical terms. You know what is construct. What is variable now, right? Okay. So variable, I'm not going to explain it. I want to show you. Yeah, this is moderator variable. I'm not. Okay, just a minute. This could be a. Sorry. How to go back? Yeah, a moderator mediating. No, I should not discuss it. I already have defined the mediating moderator with the example of coastal area and other. This also clear. What should I show you? Theories, model. Where is that? Okay, I can show you in just a minute. Okay, let me show you something else. Okay, so I show you something very important, and where is that? Listen carefully. Now do you know that in inductive research there will be no hypothesis? In deductive research we will be having hypothesis, right? So in inductive research, instead of hypothesis, we will have research questions. Note down, everybody. In inductive one, instead of that, we'll have research questions. Sorry. Just a minute. Okay, here we are. Yeah. Now, the biggest problem is, as I mentioned, that in social science, it would be very difficult for all of us to capture what we have been talking about. So for that, we need to design some kind of instrument or measurement or scale. Actually, we call it questionnaire. And this whole process of designing a questionnaire is known as development of scale and measures. Okay. And how to do it? Okay, slides. I hope now things will be more clear. Yeah. Now question arises: develop your own scale or not? Or how to develop a scale? So tell me, should we design our own scale or not? Tell me, everybody.
Better to take it from a literature review rather than will be.
Okay. Most of the time, we take it as it is. For example, quality of services. Quality of services is a multidimensional questionnaire, right? Or a construct where we have 6 dimensions. Have you seen, everybody, by Jethman? Quality of services, long time back. Parshuraman and Jethman, they propose a quality of services scale, and we take it as it is, right? So if you want to measure the quality of services, whether in hospital or education or in any service sector, we always use Parshuraman or Jethman quality of services, SurveyQuil. We call it SurveyQuil, which has 6 dimensions. Okay, you all aware of that. Now, as I mentioned, suppose you want to use a particular scale which was invented, designed, proposed by someone in USA. They might have used it for a particular purpose and their culture is different. Can you use it as it is in Indian culture? Don't you think it would be difficult to get a response on it? Sometimes they don't understand, respondent will not be able to understand because the context was something else or the language was different.
No, sir, we can't use the same.
We can't use, right? In that case, we can make some kind of changes in our scale, right? If you see a lot of people have used same scale in India too, then go for it without any hesitation, because it will give you a confidence of what? It will give you a confidence of reliability and validity, that this test, this scale is reliable and validated too. So there is no harm, there is no problem, right? But you can make minor changes also. In that case, what you need to do, if you make this kind of changes, then you have to go for content validity first. What does it mean? You will send these questions, items to the expert and discuss with the items. Sir, go through, read it. Do you think these items will actually measure what we call particular phenomena? For example, self-efficacy. For example, do you know what is self-efficacy? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Huh? So self-efficacy, I show you that if it is possible at all. Let me show you that. Should I bring it here? I show you one example of self-efficacy.
Sir.
Yeah, is it visible to all?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay,
Like question and answer slide is.
Just a minute, I should share again, then you will be able to see it. Now, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see this is a one kind of scale, and the purpose was the general self-efficacy scale. How many items are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 items are there, right? How did they measure it? So these questions are known as items. How many items we have, and what is our construct? Construct is
one constructed 10 items.
Self-efficacy scale. This is a self-efficacy. You want to see yourself, your strength, right? So first question, and across whole world, not in India, it remains same. No changes at all. No changes at all. This remains same, because if you go through the wording, there is no problem in India also, in USA or any country, it remains same. So you use it as it is, and across the whole world, people have used it for collecting data. It has been tested in terms of reliability and validity. Got it, everybody? Got it? Okay.
Yes.
So first question is, I can always manage to solve difficult problem if I try hard enough. Can we have answer in yes or no?
Yes.
I can always manage to solve difficult problem if I try hard enough. Yes or no?
Yes.
Second question also yes or no. Third question also yes or no. If you read this question carefully, they all are measuring something which is same thing. If you read it carefully, on an average, when you read it, they will be measuring the same thing. They are talking about the same thing, which is why correlation among them, if you go for a correlation, on an average thing would be same. Are you with me, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but should we measure it in terms of yes or no? Because yes or no would be what? Not actually a kind of numerical value. Yes or no would be a categorical. Can we say yes is more than no, or no is less than more? Less than more? Yes, it would be difficult, right? So in this case, instead of yes or no, which is basically a nominal kind of data, we don't use that. Instead of that, to capturing the response, we used this first one, not at all true, 2, hardly true, 3, moderately true, 4, exactly true. Now tell me, everybody, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this questionnaire, as it is, you can take it. So reliability and validity would not be a problem, right? If you want to do this research, I can click on this and I can show you the source also. And they have mentioned how frequently people across the world have used this. So I have taken it from one paper. So similarly, in all the other paper also, you will see like SurveyQuell service quality, you will see a general self-efficacy scale. Is it clear, everybody? So no need to make any kind of changes. As it is, you can go for it. But in many cases, like for example, while you will be collecting data for digital divorce, don't you think this question or item would vary? Because over there language is different. Over there the context, they talk about relationship, the things would be a bit different culturally. Here it would be a bit different, right? So in that case, you need to make some kind of a changes. So here you see this we have taken on 1, 2, 3, 4. Now tell me, in this case, 3 is more than 2? Yes or no? Tell me. In this case, can we say 3 is more than 2?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
But how much?
we can't tell.
We don't know how much is the difference between 3 and 2. Is it a difference 1? Tell me.
No, sir. No, sir. No.
No.
Oh?
Interval scale.
So that means if you don't know how much is the difference, but we try to find out that there must be some difference. So we mark it here. 3 is more than 2, 4 is more than 3, right? But here you tell me one thing. We have an actual 0 in this. Can we put 0 before 1?
No, sir. No.
No. So we'll talk about this. So is it ordinal or interval? If you know.
Interval.
Interval.
Ordinal.
Ordinal. Go ahead, everybody. Or nominal?
Ordinal. Ordinal hoga, sir. It's ordinal.
Hoga. Okay. So we'll talk about, please note down this. We will discuss it. Huh? That's why I have taken this example. Okay, everybody, let's go back to what we have been talking about. Let's go back and share my screen with all of you. And where we were, here. Now, is it visible to my PPT, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So develop your own scale or not. Now, these things are clear to all of you. Now, question arises how to develop a scale. Before you develop a scale, there are two issues. You need to understand your construct is formative or reflective. Please note down this carefully. Right? Whether your scale is reflective or formative, you need to read it carefully, you need to understand it carefully. Right? And when measure constructs, we'll talk about this. Let's go further. We know we are into two sciences, soft and hard. Hard science, physics, chemistry, biology. In chemistry, physics, if you put together two chemical together, you know the output. Third chemical, you know. Whether you do it in India, Australia or USA, the things remain constant. Is it so? Because we perform this activity in a control environment, we call it laboratory. You can replicate it, you can repeat it, same output whenever you make an experiment, because it's in a lab, it's in a controlled environment. Agree with me, everybody? Say why in your chat box. Go ahead, everybody. Thank you. Go ahead. I can see 67. Go ahead. Thank you very much. So we are not into hard science. Rather, we are into this science. Management, social science, humanity, economics, where phenomena, social phenomena are of very highly abstract and complex. As I mentioned, social science, in social science, we have motivation, we have satisfaction, we have quality, intelligence. These all terms are very difficult, highly abstract terms with one dimension. You cannot measure them. They are complex by nature, right? Today, response, whatever you get, tomorrow it would vary. So it's not always constant that same thing, same result you will be receiving. For example, motivation among all of you to attend this lecture first day. Second day, what will happen? The motivation would be less or more? Generally, what happen?
Sir, motivation will be high, sir.
Oh. Tomorrow?
Tomorrow motivation will be high, sir.
Depend upon the speaker.
Okay. It is like this. Today my daughter say that it's raining. Mom, why don't you make some pakoda? So today we have a lot of pakoda, right? Tomorrow, will I have same kind of a need? If need would be there, the motivation would be same?
No.
So
No,
generally,
sir.
it's a human tendency that first day when you are looking for something, the thing would be, you'll be highly motivated. A second day, okay, you'll see it, the motivation calm down until unless you have a good speaker. Anyway, you will have good speaker, don't worry. So response today, it's a different tomorrow. And unfortunately, fortunately, in human subject, instead of one variable, we have large number of variables. For example, it's not only a motivation among all of you, it's not a teacher, it's not the organizer, your mood also. How is your mood? How is your Josh? How is the mood of a teacher? It also, depend from person to person. So if you have a good mood, you will be happy to attend. If you don't have good mood, then the problem would be there. So you never know what kind of variable, hidden variable will affect your relationship, right? And very important thing, it is very complex to replicate. As it is, you can't replicate. As I mentioned, in case of self-efficacy, yeah, you can go with similar kind of a question. But in case of, for example, think of, pay attention everybody, violence on women. Violence is a concept or a construct? Tell me. Write in chat box, everybody. Construct, concept. Go ahead, everybody. Isha De, can you unmute your mic? Isha ji.
Yes, sir.
Your reply was concept. So do you
Yes,
know what
sir.
is violence? Can we actually define the term violence? Can we easily capture a term called violence?
Actually, there are layers in that because
So
there
that
can
means
be.
there is no one single layer to capture. With the help of one single layer, can we capture violence? No.
No, it will depend.
It
With
depends
one
on.
layer we can.
So it
Oh
would be
yes,
very difficult with one dimension to capture violence.
yes, sir.
So overall, violence is not a concept, rather it's a construct in social science,
Construct.
right?
Okay.
Now suppose you want to capture violence among women in India. So what would be the dimension of a violence?
There
Ishaji,
can
can
be
you help me?
physical violence. Yes, there can be physical violence.
Okay, first physical.
Verbal.
Thank you. First dimension would be physical. Second,
Verbal abuse.
verbal abusing.
Emotional.
Physical,
Then
social,
emotional.
emotional.
Yes.
Go ahead. Mental, physical, financial, economical, social, any other? Domestic, okay. Physical in terms of physical violence or emotional, social, any other?
That's all I guess. Emotional, yes.
Emotion. Okay, someone would have proposed these terms violence. How did he propose it? He proposed it in terms of that violence you can describe it in terms of physical violence, emotional, psychological, social, financial, economical. But he proposed another dimension. He said that there is a one more dimension, sexual violence. Now, sexual violence here in India, if you want to collect data on sexual violence, do you think the women will give a reply or response?
No.
Very difficult, very difficult, right?
Very few.
And maybe this 6 or 7 dimensions is not sufficient to capture violence. There would be some other term which we don't know, right? So here you see, can't control variable. So that means there are some other variables too. Okay, are you with me, everybody? Okay, so that means it is hard to decide what a variable is. There may be some other variable which would be impacting on it. We don't know. How does motivation look like? I don't know, right? But we understand motivation through the impact. Okay, these are some construct in social science. Intelligence, prejudice, self-esteem, introversion, forgiveness, motivation, employees engagement, quality of services. Okay, these are different, but there is a difficulty. Where is the problem? Problem is here, everybody. Let me put myself here. Oh, it's creating problem. Okay, anyway. Can we measure the same example? Intelligence. This is actual intelligence, the dark line. And this is what concept of intelligence. Observe. You observe something from your respondent. Can these two lines overlap to each other? Tell me. No at all. Why? Because while you will be measuring the intelligence, there would be a chances of error of measurement. Okay, so this error of measurement, can you make it 0? Can you make measure of error 0? No. This is the problem in social science. Why we can't make error 0? Because we don't know what is the actual phenomena, right? Why people respond to the measure. Scale, measure, instrument, same thing to measure the construct, and measure to capture construct is made of item, statement. This we already have discussed, right? So your construct is made of what? Questions we call items. Okay, clear to all of you? Now comes to reflective construct and formative construct. The reflective construct. these items actually reflecting what? Intelligence. See here, when we want to capture intelligence or this self-efficacy, these items actually reflecting what? Intelligence. Are you with me, everybody?
Yes, sir.
You remember these items or self-efficacy, these all items, 10 items, 10 questions were reflecting what? Reflecting the latent variable. And what was the latent variable? Self-efficacy. So that was a reflective one. That was a reflective one. Should I show you? Okay, I show you something. How to show you? Maybe we can take a 5-minute break so that I can connect my screen. Will it be okay, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
Take a,
sir.
take a break. Let me connect my
Okay.
my pen and my board with so that I can show you that. Huh? So let's take 5-minute break.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Are you with me, guys? Let us not waste time.
Yes, sir.
Here? Okay, good. Great. So fine, let us not waste time. I show you something, huh? Share screen. Yeah, this is one. Is it visible to you, everybody? Is this wide screen visible to you?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yes, sir. Visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see here, everybody. Okay. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Suppose we want to capture a motivation. Okay. I'm sorry, my handwriting is like a medical doctor. Motivation. And we call it latent variable. We call it latent. Why do we call it latent? The reason we know that
Whiteboard is
not visible.
Sir, whiteboard is visible to us, but what are you
Are you
writing?
writing
We
is
can't
not.
see.
Okay, I show you again. Now is it okay?
Yes, sir, it's visible, sir.
Okay, so this is motivation. We call it latent variable because directly we cannot capture it. So to capture it, what we need, for example, self-efficacy. Let us talk about self-efficacy. This was one construct, and how many items it had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 item it had. Okay, so these all items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 actually representing what? They all together reflecting what? Reflecting on self-efficacy. Okay, so this is item 1. Now the problem with this is this, that suppose when we want to measure this self-efficacy with this 10 items, 10 questions, there could be a problem of measurement error, right? So with each and every item, there is a chance of measurement error. Error 1, error 2, error 3, error 4, error 5, error 6, error 7, error 8, error 9, error 10. Are you with me, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
This is one item. Then this is second. Under this, it has got some error. Third, it has got. Fourth, it had got some error. So each and every item, when you, with the help of this, actually these all are reflection of what? Self-efficacy. Do you see that together they are capturing one phenomena or different phenomena?
Same phenomena.
Same phenomena. That means they are all are highly correlated with each other, all items?
Yes, sir.
They all are highly correlated with each other. Are we capturing them in terms of yes or no?
Sir.
No, we are not capturing them in terms of yes or no, right? Are we? So this yes or no, when we have this, we call it nominal type of data. We call it nominal data. Are you with me, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Now, nominal data, this kind of data, yes or no, or for example, male and female. Male is 1, female is 2. Can we say 2 is more than 1?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Like in case of yes, we say 1. In case of no, we say 2. So can we say no, 2 is more than 1?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Suppose when we collect data, we say Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, and others. And I give number 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we say 1 is more than 2?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. So whenever we have this kind of a data, we call it categorical or nominal data. This is, and so these all items 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If we capture them in terms of yes or no, this is called attributes. So yes or no, we have given code 1, 2. Male, female, we have given 1, 2. Right? Religion, we have given 1, 2, 3, 4. So these all are what? Attributes of items. Are you with me, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This kind of data is known as nominal data. This is known as nominal data. But the problem with this data is we cannot make any further analysis. We can do one thing. You can go for crosstab, and second, you can go for frequency. You can generate frequency table or crosstab. Not more than that, you can do any kind of analysis. So is this of any use? Tell me.
No.
No. This is just for getting some kind of reference that how many rooms you have? 10 rooms. So room number 9 is more than room number 8. Can we say?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So 9, 8, this number 1, 2, 3, this is just to recognize something, right? That 1 is male, 2 is female, but it is actually a numerical number, or this is actually a string, or this is just a value, which is not a numerical number, right? So we cannot use it as a numerical number, just to recognize it. What kind of analysis we can make? Frequency. How many boys, how many girls, how many female, how many males, or percentage wise, males are these many, females are these many, Hindus are these many, Muslims are these many, or Sikhs are these many. This is the use of nominal data. What do we capture with this? Are we really going to capture a particular social phenomena with this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So we are not going to capture, just for recognition, just for demographic profile. Right, everybody? Any question, anyone? Tell me. Any question you have? Anyone? Now, if this is of basic kind of a data, now suppose we want to do something else, and we go one step ahead. What would be that one step ahead? Anyone, any idea? Because it has got its limitation, right? What is the limitation? As such, this is not a numerical number, so we cannot go for further analysis, right, everybody? So let us go one step ahead. In this, we don't know what is less, what is more. Do we know that? No. This kind of information, this kind of data is just to recognize something. Now, suppose you ask a person, what is your salary? So do you think male will give response? Or you ask a lady, what is your age? Will she give reply?
No, sir.
No. So whenever
No.
you want to collect this kind of information, so generally we prefer to give answer in terms of, yes, we want to say that I don't want to tell you my salary, but I can tell you I belong to high income group. I belong to medium income group. I belong to lower income group. Right? This would be okay. But here 3 is more than 2, 2 is more than 1, but we don't know what is the difference between 3 to 2 and 2 to 1. Can we say like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This is the second kind of attribute. Can we apply this in this self-efficacy? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We
sir.
can use this. Can we use nominal?
No, sir.
We can use, but there is no use of that. Huh?
Yes,
Now
sir.
suppose we this use high, medium, low. Will it be of any use? Because this is also not a numerical. It is representing. I don't know what is the difference between 3 and 2. This is a ranking actually. They are ranking high 3, ranking medium 2, and ranking lower 1. But this is again an issue. Are you with me? This is
Yes, sir.
called ordinal data. This is called ordinal kind of data. Right? Again, there is a issue. This is not of much use. So what to do? Tell me. We don't know exactly what is the difference between 3 and 2. Any solution? Anyone can help me?
If we give range, for example, between 20,000 or 50,000 in one range and medium and then lower like that.
Okay, so that means if you bifurcate it further and make a more deep scale, it will give you some kind of understanding that what is the difference between among them. Right? Are you with me, everybody? Is it difficult to understand or easy? Is it really difficult what we are talking about?
Understandable, sir.
Okay, understandable. Okay, good. So as such, these two, nominal and ordinal, is not of much use because they have got some limitation. To overcome from this limitation, what we do in social science phenomena, we want to capture something, we capture it with this rank, we give more values. What would be a values? For example, from high to low, right? Can we divide into high and low into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So this whole range we divided much deeply and we have given this should be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right? Now we go for a preference of individual, right? That you taste this chocolate. You taste this chocolate. Is it bitter or sweet? So how will they reply? Can they reply yes or no? It's a bitter or sweet? If you ask them, is it sweet? They will say yes or no, but yes or no of is not use. If you say that this chocolate is sweet or bitter, so option is yes or no, but yes or no is of no use. So second option would be sweet or not, highly sweet, medium sweet, or lower sweet. Again, there would be an issue. We are not interested into this. So what we will do, we will divide it into bitterness 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It look like a ordinal. Don't you think it's a kind of ordinal, again a ranking kind of thing?
Somehow.
Somehow it's look like high, medium, low, right? But we have gone deeper into or further bifurcated it, look like the same ordinal. How can we treat it one more step ahead or higher level of scale when we add very important thing into it? One thing that now we know that somewhere this difference is existing. The difference between them is 1. Them between 2 and 3 is also 1. 3 and 4 is also 1. 4 and 5 is also 1. Now numerically we know difference is 1, 1, 1, 1. Second very important thing. Here, the difference between bitterness and sweet. The difference between, listen carefully everybody, the difference between sweet and bitterness in case of a chocolate, can we say bitterness is 0 or can we say sweetness is 0? Can we say like this?
No, sir.
No, because when you eat a chocolate, you say it's a sweet. There would be some quantity, little bit of bitterness would be also there. On the other hand, when it is a bitterness, a bit of sweetness would be also there. Agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So in any case, can we say that bitterness is absent when sweetness is 100%? Or sweetness is, so that means in between something is overlapping, and that is known as artificial 0. Which 0? Artificial 0. I give you another example so that you understand this concept, what I'm talking about. At what point of time water would be converted into ice? At which level? Tell me.
0 degree.
0 degree. So that means if 0 degree is a temperature, no temperature in reality? Who decided it that at 0 level there will be no temperature? Is it the real one or artificial one? Artificial one. Are you with me, everybody? Yes. Suppose your body temperature is 99. Right? And what point you have fever?
100.
98.6.
No,
97 point something.
More than 98.
Suppose it's a 99 on 100, people will say that you have a temperature. So who decided it would be a 97.6? It can vary also. So on an average, if people have 97.6, people feel it that no temperature. So that means 97.6 would be artificial one. I give you another example. At what point of time would be 0? At any particular point of movement, can you say time is 0?
No, sir.
No, sir.
At midnight also, time would not be a 0 from directly jump from 12 to 1.
Yes, sir.
But when it moves from 12 to 1, we say it is a 0. That next day comes. Are you with me? So that 0, who proposed that 0? Artificially, we proposed it. Same thing, when we have this concept, we call it Likert scale. It is called interval. From ordinal to interval. Got it, everybody, the difference between ordinal and interval?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. With the example, that means whenever we decide that actual 0 will not fall, right? Artificially we decide that, or for example, if this room, there is no light, can we really say there is no light, full of darkness 100%? There would be a bit of light in the darkness also.
Yes, sir.
Opposite to that also, there is a full of light in this room, 100 bulb. Will there be a missing of darkness? Can we say 0 darkness?
No, sir.
Oh. So this is what actually this all magic we have done, Likert scale and interval, just to capture human psychology. And in human psychology, can we say 100% or 0?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
So all the points will fall between 2 points. Your bitterness and salty or sweetness will fall between what? 1 to 5. And we call it continuous scale. We call it continuous scale. Another example. Height of a student in your class. Will it be a 0 ever?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So it will be between 2 points. One student would be of 5. Other student, the range between 5 to 6, all will fall between 5 to 6. We call it continuous scale. Clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So now last very important kind of attribute, where so generally we collect data in Likert because it is actually capturing human tendency. In human tendency, as I mentioned, nothing would be 100%, nothing would be 0. Actual 0 is not there actually. So that means artificially you need to prove that this point of time, this point of label, time would be 0. That would be a midnight after 12. Or temperature would be a 0 when water convert into a ice. Who decided it? We artificially decided it. So it's not an actual 0. Suppose there is an actual 0. In case profit could be 0 also. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right?
sir.
Salary could be, actual salary could be 0.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Whenever there is an actual 0, right? Actual 0 will fall into where? When actually you are collecting data. You ask a person, what is your salary? My salary is 2,25,029 rupees 50 paisa. Exact information, not the artificial one, right? So exact information is known as ratio data. Okay, that is known as ratio kind of data. So 4 kind of data we collect: nominal, ordinal, interval, Likert scale, or the scale itself, ratio, right? So 4 types of attributes we have, 4 types of data we collect for what? So when we have a self-efficacy, we can collect in ratio?
No, sir.
No. So these constructs we capture with the help of Likert scale. This is basically an interval one. Not nominal, not ordinal, not ratio, only Likert scale, which is interval scale. Why so? Because in self-efficacy, can you assume that, can you be accurately 0 in any case?
No, sir.
You have to presume it, right? You have to artificially presume it. So this is what the reflective kind of a scale, and here we capture what? So now we understood one thing, that while we are designing our own questionnaire, in that case we'll having this kind of option to capture a particular construct, social psychological phenomena. It's a latent variable, and it should be a reflective one. It should be a reflective one, that all items are reflecting what? Your latent variable. Okay, all items will have, each and every item will have error, but that would be a measurement error. Why? Because human psychology is that 100% you cannot show that it's a real phenomena. So which is why with each and every item it has its own error. You cannot make it 0. And second important thing, that all items would be correlated to each other. All items would be correlated. So I'm sorry, my handwriting is not good because I haven't practiced it on this board, but slowly I will learn how to write good. I will try to make my writing better. Okay. And now question arises. So this is okay. We will adopt a scale. We can make a kind of small changes in it too. And then I hope someone would be talking about EF and CFA. Then you can talk about how to go for validity, reliability. I'm not going to teach that. But very important point here. What should be the sample size? Now you understand exploratory research, you understand descriptive one, right? Cause effect, I'm not going to talk, because in cause effect, we have to make an experiment. An experiment, for example, generally people give example that you have a kind of one, for example, your student. Your student, you select few student in a class and you give kind of intervention. Intervention could be yoga. And because of a yoga, you want to see, is there any improvement in their learning, in their grades, marks? So you have two kinds of student. To one group, you have given intervention in terms of yoga. Second group, you have not given anything. Now, after 6 months, you compare the performance of these two groups, right? So that means you are making experiment. An experiment have some kind of assumption also, which I'm not going to discuss, which is actually a cause-effect relationship, right? Generally, what we do, we collect data and see, is there any variation because of independent variable in dependent variable? This is all a descriptive one, because actually we are not making any intervention in a relationship between two. Okay, so now I hope you understand exploratory, descriptive, and experimental kind of data. But the question is still there, how to decide what should be the sample size? Can someone help me to make it clear how to decide a sample size? People say generally we have a formula.
Sir, according to research, sir, सपोज अगर हम डिसर्टेशन के लिए अगर सैंपल ले रहे हैं तो सैंपल साइज कम होगा, अगर पीएचडी के लिए ले रहे हैं तो सैंपल साइज ज्यादा होगा.
थैंक यू अनुराधा जी. हु टोल्ड यू? किसने बताया मैडम?
सर पढ़ा था.
कहाँ पढ़ा था?
सर बुक में पढ़ा था.
Sir, 10 times of the items.
Okay, one rule is minimum 10 times, maximum is 20. Suppose 90 आपके हैं तो क्या करोगे? 90 क्वेश्चंस हैं आपके, आइटम्स हैं, तो क्या करोगे?
बहुत ज्यादा हो जाएगा.
ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, 900 हो जाएंगे और वहाँ फिर 1800 हो जाएगा, बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाएगा. बताइए और बताइए.
सर पॉपुलेशन के हिसाब से लेते हैं.
कितना लेते हैं पॉपुलेशन का? 1%, 10%, 20%?
सर ये कुछ टेस्ट है उसके, मतलब मुझे इतना नहीं पता है, लेकिन
फॉर्मूला
वैसे मैंने पढ़ा था.
फार्मूला है, लोग फार्मूले पे भी
फॉर्मूला
जाते
है,
हैं.
हाँ.
और कोई कुछ बता सकता है? देखिए मैंने आपको क्या बताया, सबसे अच्छी बात, डोंट मेक योर लाइफ मिजरेबल. Always find out a right person who has mentioned something in the book or has mentioned something in the research, and always go with premium journal. Always go with good quality of book, right? These books, these journals, not only they give you research gap, but also they give you justification of sampling technique. They also give you a justification of sample size. So I will share one page of one book where they have clearly mentioned the justification of sample size. So whenever in future you want to defend your article, research paper, or PhD dissertation or MPhil thesis, you can always quote that. And you have one good instrument with you that you can cite someone and put him in a reference. So you make their life miserable because they have given this, and not a one person, a lot of people they have cited and they have given that this is the right justification, you go for that. So you mention their name, why make your life miserable? So what I will be doing, according to this book, 300 is good, 600 is better, 1000 is the best. You go for any research on this earth, right? Population is 1 lakh, 1 crore, 2 crore, millions, billions. We are not concerned about that. Our concern would be, I go back to my example. Suppose I take 1000 from 7 lakh student from Delhi University. How to select this 1000? This would be a problem. As I mentioned, best sample size would be 1000. But the problem would be how to select this 1000. Go to my college only and collect data. Will it be a right? Will it be a right
No.
solution?
Sir, hello.
Go ahead.
Sir, if the population size is suppose it's 300 in Delhi University, for example, I'm going to have a survey on those girls, female students who are CBSE passed in Delhi University and studying in arts. Suppose and the total population is 300, then total sample size is 300 and population is 300. Sir, how it is possible, sir? Because 300 sample, 600 is better and the 1000 best. You just mentioned in the class, sir. So if the population is, suppose population is only 300 in Mithila, suppose in the Mithila painting, I am trying to have something in research in Mithila painting, and I actually found that there are hardly 250 females are working in the Mithila painting. Suppose the population is even 250, then how we get a sample of 300, sir?
Very good question. Suppose, sir, population is very small. Population is very small, then in that case, if you can collect information from all, so no need of hypothesis, nothing is required, no analysis is required. Go and collect data from all. But in our cases, generally what happens? Do we really know our population? Tell me, everybody.
No, sir.
I'm giving you an example of 700,000 at one point of time. Even Delhi University would be not sure that how many students are there, because you cannot access them, right, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is the issue. If your population size is small and population is homogeneous by nature, then there is no problem. But unfortunately, in our research, what happened? Most of the time, our population is heterogeneous. For example, I have given a Delhi University example. In Delhi University, we have 100 college. So one idea would be that if you go for sample 1000, take 10, 10, 10 from each and every college. Right? Now, who would be these 10 students from each college? It's very difficult. So what we need to do, proportionately on the basis of number of student in each and every stream in a college, proportionately on the basis of that, we need to take them. I give you, because we have just hardly 5 to 10 minutes, let me give you one example. If population is homogeneous, what you need to do, first method is randomly select them. What would be a randomly? A lot of people say that at the end of a statistics book, there is a random table. Go for that. This is a one method. But the latest method is, note down everybody, the latest method is random.com. Random.com. Okay. You go to a website and they will say, what is the population? Population is 7 lakh. Okay. What kind of sample size you want? 300. Then it will give you a list of random number. You have a sampling frame and it will give you a list of that. Okay, this is a one method. Is there any issue with the random? Anyone? Is there any issue with random?
No, sir.
There
No.
is a issue. There is a issue.
Difficult to access.
Sir, suppose samples are homogeneous, then they I think all.
In that
all
case
sam-
also, you have to go for random. Right? I'm talking about the when population is homogeneous. Okay. Now, second problem is, what is the problem with random? Random table or random number?
Difficulty in access.
No. You see, you have a sampling frame, and the numbers you can select because you have now random numbers. There is an issue. One issue is, if you carefully observe random number, what kind of problem they give? They have an issue that suppose you have 1000 respondent, and when they give you this random number, what it will do? It will consider only 750, remaining 250 it will forget, will not consider them. So this is the issue with random, but you can go for random, but be careful, you need to check that. How to overcome from this problem? In case of homogeneous population, the second option is systematic random. Systematic random sampling. What is that? Anyone? So that you can take care, give a equal chance to all, give a representation of whole population. Each and every, for example, each and every fifth item, fifth respondent you can select. Now that means you will consider all the population. Are you with me, everybody? Yeah, thank you Sonia ji, thank you. Now, but here is the issue. The issue is this. Conceptually, I'm telling you what I want to tell you, right? Problem is this. Suppose case is of village. You make a survey in a village. Can you go for random and can you go for this one, systematic random? Is there any issue with the population of a village?
सर वो तो डिपेंड करता है ना, अगर गांव छोटा है या फिर बड़ा है.
Any other?
सर अगर पॉपुलेशन हमें ज्ञात पता हो कि इस विलेज कितनी पॉपुलेशन है तो हम आराम से उसमें रैंडम सैंपलिंग कर सकते हैं.
No. Tell me, the population of a village is homogeneous or heterogeneous?
Heterogeneous.
Heterogeneous. Why? I tell you, I visited we have adopted 5 villages in Uttar Pradesh, and I got a chance to collect data. It's a IIT Delhi project. So I visited personally. I was there for 10 days, and I saw that the village is divided into 3 kind of caste. Still caste system is prevailing over there, and in one side the upper caste, right, then middle, or then the lower caste. So that means population is not homogeneous. Okay, so what you need to do? So when within things are heterogeneous, we need to develop strata. It is called stratified sampling. It is called stratified sampling. What we need to do? 3-4 street for upper class in a village. 3-4 street belongs to middle class. 4-5 street belong to lower class. Then proportionately collect data from there, and again after dividing them on the basis of proportionate number, go for systematic random or random sampling. It is called stratified random sampling. On the other hand, just think of Mumbai and Delhi, where we have multi-story building. There, can you divide them on the basis of income or caste? On average, their income, caste, right? Tell me, can we divide them, or they would be a mix in a one apartment, one multi-story building?
Mixed,
all mixed, sir.
They all would be mixed, and we call them cartel, right? Are you with me, everybody? So there you can use. So you need to see what kind of characteristics are there among the people, among the respondent. On the basis of that, if internally they are homogeneous, go for systematic or random, right? If within they are heterogeneous or homogeneous, that you need to check. So one example of village you should remember, that in a village within they are same, right, but between they are different, between they are heterogeneous. In an apartment multi-story, within they would be heterogeneous, but if you compare one apartment, especially in Mumbai, you will see one multi-story building is different conceptually with the other multi-story building in Mumbai. Okay, so we have developed a cartel. So these are 3 or 4 different methods of sampling technique. So I hope we have discussed a lot of things today. For this, we need actually 2 or 3 days. I'm sorry, I was in a hurry. I couldn't give all possible response to your questions, but I try my best to give you some kind of understanding. I have been more into logic, conceptual understanding. Generally, what happens when you think of research methodology, people give you SPSS and then they say that this is the test, go for this and go for interpretation. This is all about research methodology. But believe me, more than SPSS, more than analysis of data or play with the data, it is more about logic, it is more about construct, it is more about theory, it is more about concept. If you know all these things, 90% work is done. 20 to 10% depend on those who understand analysis, those who can help you in analysis. So you don't need to go for all, but as a researcher, you need to understand all these basic terms because you need to justify it. So as a researcher, what is your role? Your role is to defend and justify why topic, where is the research gap, why this construct, why this particular sampling frame, or why sampling technique, justification of all this you need to give, and plus which theory you are going to reject or fail to reject, right? Still, you have any question, you can ask.
Thank you so much, sir. If we will be very much happy if we receive the same PPT.
I'll share that PP. Don't worry about that.
Thank you, sir.
And so in future, if you need any help, you can